Okay, hello, welcome back. Trying out this computer yet again. I'm here with Edward, and yeah, I thought I'd talk about some spiritual stuff, some religious spiritual stuff. So, at church, we are moving in the new year to study the New Testament. So, I've already learned some stuff, and I thought I knew quite a bit already. Who knew? So, we are in or Matthew and Luke 1 to study it, and I've already learned a lot about both of them that I didn't know. So I did not know Matthew wrote mostly for the Jewish people, and that Luke wrote mostly for the Gentiles. Who knew? And that more women are referenced and talked about in Luke than in Matthew. I mean, just little factoids, little small things that just kind of make it cool. But I thought I'd share just like two little things that kind of came out of the discussion and talking about it that I thought was kind of an interesting thing to do. I always seem to adjust my glasses whenever I watch myself. There's something about the glasses when I see it. Anyway, first off, and this is interesting to me because it seems to have come up a lot in scriptures, in the press recently, this sort of thing, and it's about Mary, and it was really how honored Mary was to be the mother of Jesus. That just how she talks about two things: just being honored to do it, and just amazed that God could notice her and see her, and much less pick her for this great honor, and so on. And I was just like, wow, that's a really great reaction. I think we can all feel that way if we're acknowledged by God, and they're like, oh, you do know who I am. It's nice to have that little bit of recognition, and I think that's very good. And the reason there's been a few articles recently about women in the Bible. One about Eve saying that Eve's experience in the Garden of Eden was the original Me Too, which by somebody who had apparently read the Bible but apparently didn't understand it. It's a little bit of a vague article about why it would be Me Too. It didn't make any sense to me. And then saying about Mary was that she didn't give consent, but if you look at it, it's like she was honored and she did give consent to be the mother of Jesus. And I just have to say about both Mary and Eve, there's a lot of responsibility there. I mean, you're responsible for raising Jesus. I mean, who would take on that responsibility? Who would do it? It's a big responsibility. So both Mary and Joseph, right up there, big responsibility. And Eve was a mother of everyone, also big responsibility. So, I just don't agree with the disrespect that people seem to be showing towards, these two great women in the Bible. Just my personal opinion there. And the other thing that kind of stuck out to me was we got to talking about forgiveness. Now, for me, one of the things that always kind of bothered me about forgiveness, not the act in and of itself and doing it, was how people approach it. And one of the things I've heard time and time again is about forgetting. Yeah, forgiveness is good, but somebody says, I've forgiven you, but I'm not going to forget, they're completely wrong. And it's like, and my first reaction is like, maybe there's a reason to not forget. I know I have relatives, and I've worked with abused people for many years, where you can forgive, but you don't forget because it's actually a danger to yourself to forget. You don't want to forget that they happened, and take proper precautions to protect you, protect your family, and so on. And it actually occurred to me in this discussion, and while discussing it with people, for that forgetting shouldn't be a part of forgiving. You should remember what people are capable of, what people have done, what you've done. You shouldn't forget. If you need forgiveness, you shouldn't forget what you did so that you don't repeat it. And that's one of the basic lessons of history, is that people who forget history will repeat it over and over again. And people establish a pattern of behavior, and you can forgive them all you want, but if they don't believe they've done anything wrong, they'll keep on doing it over and over again. I have a few relatives who are like that, whose many cases dealing with them has been very emotionally draining for me personally, because they keep doing the same things over and over again, and and then if I bring it up, they get mad at me for not forgiving them for what they did. It's like, I've forgiven you, I'm just going to remember that you did this for the next time that you do it. So anyway, that was just a quick little talk about scriptures and those sort of things. Edward really enjoyed it, as you can tell. She's got a big smile. She's actually the only one of my Funko Pops that have a big smile on her face, so she's happy to hear about it. Anyway, like and subscribe if you like this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Maybe bye.